terrible. And we would wake up to the cops all the time. Like, light shining in our face, wake up, wake up.
Bangs on the door.
Yeah,
welcome back to our podcast. Hopefully you recognize both of our beautiful faces. Our hair's a little less fuzzy in this podcast, so that's fun.
Yeah, I know, right? Got the curls popping today.
Yeah. What you might not recognize is our new podcast name, which is now officially We Are the Sibs.
Because we are clearly the Sibs.
Yeah.
Sibs of the year, baby.
I mean,
a little biased, but
we're very clever in our name creation. So actually, our name, We Are the Sibs, comes from back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
It's been around.
We used to always make YouTube videos. We were those kids that just had fun making videos and just like showed off our creativity and created content since day one.
We're still here. All right, so today it's exciting because we actually have a sponsor for this podcast.
Let's get it. Finally, huh?
Yeah.
That's what this podcasts are all about.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
Our sponsor comes to us from Chimera Coffee. Okay. Chimera Coffee is the world's first brain vitamin-infused coffee. They roast organically in small batches and offer a variety of roasts blended with powerful, vegan-friendly brain vitamins proven to boost cognitive functions.
And no, we're not vegan, but it's vegan.
Yeah, so looking up some testimonials, people say the most important thing, because I do drink coffee and I love coffee, they sent this really cool coffee cup.
And it's good for your brain, so that's why I really like it.
Yeah, but people say that it doesn't have the crash that coffee usually likes to give people.
Yeah,
so that's good.
Good plus. And if you want to purchase this coffee, use the code JMANFIT, JAYMANFIT, all one word, to get 15% off. And don't ever say I didn't give you anything, because it is Christmas time. You feel me? I know your pockets are a little tight, but hey, 15% off for that brain coffee, it might do you good in the long run.
All right, so today we're going to start the podcast with a little bit of story time.
Story time with We Are the Sibs. Hey, let's just tell them what happened 2 days ago while we were going to look at lights. Yes, Christmas lights, folks. Christmas lights is supposed to be a good time, right? But no, not this time. What happened? Okay, let's just you tell the story since you were driving.
Okay, so every year, it's basically a tradition now for me, my brother, my sister to go out with my dad and go see Christmas lights. We've been doing it for forever. So that's like the tradition, and we usually wait till around Christmas.
Yeah, we always last
minute. It used to be we would go shopping on Christmas Eve with my dad because he did not like to plan ahead. But anyway, so 2 days ago, we went to go see the Christmas lights out in Chino. There's a street where like the whole block kind of syncs up their lights with Christmas music. It's pretty cool to see it, so that's what we're going to go see. We got hot chocolate, got some pizza, and we're heading to the lights. We turned into the neighborhood. And
we see this guy. And he's in the middle of the road. We're like, what the heck?
He's picking something up.
It looked like he was picking up a cigarette. But anyways.
So I'm not going to hit him. I'm driving, okay? I have everyone in the car. It's a packed car.
So I assumed you slowed down.
No, yeah. Yes, you were there. So I kind of like veered to the right and slowed down to, because he was just walking in the middle of the street. I didn't know if he was going to keep crossing, so I was slowing down to a stop. I didn't quite get to a stop because this guy looks up at me with like
huge eyes,
like the size of dinner plates. I swear, yes. All I could see was white,
like a zombie, like looking for his first kill.
He looked angry,
and he looked like a zombie.
Yeah, he looked angry, and he just starts charging at me.
Not like those zombies that like are like this, but like those zombies from like I Am Legend, and they're like
World War Z.
Yeah,
like
World
the
War
fast
Z.
Ones.
Like they coming after you.
Mhm.
But Keep going.
You want me to keep? Okay. So he starts running at the car, and I said out loud, I was like, nope. And I
she really said, fuck it. No, I'm playing.
I
Stepped
really
on
know.
the gas.
I honestly said, nope.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I was like, nope.
And this dude, he swung on the car like.
He had his fist out, like he was running with his fist out, and just slammed into the side view mirror of the car.
Yeah, like Mike Tyson, like full range trying to knock the car out, and he broke our damn window. Like, Not the window. The mirror.
He broke the side view mirror.
Yeah, he broke the mirror.
He slammed it into the window, and I just drove off because honestly, I think if we would have stayed, he would have kept like banging on the car and hitting the car.
But we called the cops. Got him. Hopefully, got his ass arrested. Breaking ass mirrors, head ass.
Yeah, and it was.
But you would never expect that to happen to you, and that shit was pretty crazy. I was pissed, very pissed.
Nothing like that's ever happened to me before. It was kind of the first time I experienced something like that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pretty.
Actually, maybe not. But
I'm pretty naive, and I think it's because, like, I expect people to be good, and I think that's probably because I haven't really encountered bad people. And then when I do encounter bad people, it amazes me. I never expect people to be bad. That's why I'm naive. I just expect people to be good because I am good. Like I wouldn't do like it. Shut up. I'm a good person, so yeah. I tend to expect people to be good people.
More of the story: don't do drugs.
Yeah, there's something wrong with that guy.
Yeah.
And what's weird is so many cars drove past, like after, because I drove down the road after it happened, far enough away because I didn't know if he was going to be chasing us or not, and stopped the car, and so many cars pulled past after that. I'm like, what are the odds that happened to us?
Of course.
Like it's so sad. We were singing Hallelujah by Pentatonics, like we were all belting it out, and then we just turned down the street, and that happened, and it just put a dark cloud over the entire night.
Oh well, shit happens. We live to see another day. That's all that matters. So now
I got a good story out of it.
Yeah, we got
zombies.
Zombies are coming.
We're at ground
a town near you.
Yeah, we're at ground zero for that. We are going to talk about challenges
that we've had to overcome and that have helped us grow. Yeah. So you want to talk about? You want to go first, or want me to go?
So the first challenge I ever had to overcome was pop my fat head out of my mouth. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Our moms. We have 5 moms. Our mom watches this.
Your moms. No, you can start.
I'll start. Okay, so I'm just gonna take you back to Mississippi. I hate Mississippi. The people there, the people that I've met, they're cool, but Mississippi was not for me.
The situation was bad. The people you met were cool, but the situation.
Very bad. Okay, so I went to Hawaii too. I transferred from Hawaii to Mississippi to continue playing football. And I get to Mississippi, right? This is when I should have known to not even come. All right, I'm on my way to Mississippi. Me and my mom were landing, right? And the plane, it just takes right back off. But that's not even the story. I get to Mississippi and everything is going bad. Like I'm having to change my major. I guess I don't have enough credits that transfer over. So I get there, I get a new major, and then season starts. And our first game, we play the number 1 team in the nation for D1 AA, and it's North Dakota, the Bison. And I studied film night after night, over and over. Like, this game meant a lot to me. This season meant a lot to me. And I worked my ass off for this game, and I worked my ass off for this season and in the off season. How much I really wanted this game, like, it meant a lot to me. But anyways, as the months go by, we're training like a month or 2 before season, training for a month or 2. Then we get to season, right? Like a couple of days before our first game, I get a call. They're like, Jared, I'm sorry, but you're going to be ineligible for the whole year. And I'm like, Coach, are you fucking kidding me right now? I was pissed. I cussed at the coach. It wasn't the head coach, so it don't really matter. But I was pissed. And I was like, how are you guys going to tell me this 2 days before the first game? And I was like, why am I ineligible? So I went over there, and I talked to, I don't even remember who I talked to, and they told me why I was going to be ineligible, and they said, you don't have enough credits. You didn't have enough credits transfer over to the major you're in, just like how it was at the very beginning when we figured everything out in the beginning. Obviously, it didn't get figured out, which is bullshit, in my opinion. And
Honestly,
I was very pissed off about that.
I've had bad experiences with academic advisors, and just like, you'd be surprised the people they have working.
Yes, but anyways, I was very upset. Called my mom. Low-key cried because I was so pissed.
You have to say low-key. It's fine. It's something you're passionate about.
Yeah, I was very passionate about it. I was already not happy where I was at, and then the one thing I was there for, really, besides education, was football, and it hurt. I was pissed. Like, that's why I was upset. Mm-hmm. But then I took initiative. I was like, there's no way I'm not fucking playing in this game. I'm going to do something about it. Anyways, as soon as I find out, I go to, like, the head person of the university. I'm like, what can I do to become eligible? And they told me if I switch my major from where it was at to communications, that I might be eligible. So I went.
Might, not even for sure.
Not even for sure.
There's a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. So what I did was I went to the communications building, looking all over for the head of the communications building, and I found him. This guy, he's probably one of the most amazing people I've met there. He helped me out as best as he can. He changed my major. He transferred all my credits over. And that night is when my team left. And I was still waiting. I had to wait till the next day to find out if everything went through and all of that. So I'm waiting and waiting. I changed my major from, I don't even remember what I was in the first place. It was like a weird sports thing. I changed to communication. I changed.
See how much you learned?
Yeah, I changed it to communication.
He got his education and I don't know how you said it. Communication. That's actually, I think, that's a skill to say it that way. I don't know how you said that.
Communication.
Communication.
Yeah, but then I was waiting and waiting, and then the next day I was waiting and waiting, and then like at 2 or 3 o'clock, I think this is on.
Is this the day of the game?
I want to say it's the day before. I think it's the day before. But yeah, it's the day before. But I go. He says he basically deems that I'm eligible for I can play, but my team is already on the plane to North Dakota, and I'm just like, fuck, how am I even gonna get to the airport? The airport's 2 hours away from my school.
Because they're in the middle of nowhere.
Of nowhere. Literally buttfuck Egypt. That's literally where the closest thing was like a movie theater. It was like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Gas station. That's all we had in our town. And so I text one of my teammates. I'm texting all of them like, how can I get to the airport? I don't have a car. I'm stranded out there. And one of my teammates, his name was Farron. Shout out you, Farron. He let me borrow his Mustang. I don't even know why he let me. Yeah, nice ass whip. But I forgot another important part. I bought my own flight. They wouldn't even buy the flight because basically, since they already ordered the right amount of tickets, they're not gonna buy another one. So I buy my own flight, and my plane leaves at 4 p.m. The guy, he tells me I'm eligible at like 1:30. So
you bought the plane ticket before you found out you were eligible?
Yes.
That's an important part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, my friend's like, yeah, just go to the locker room. My keys are in the locker room. I go to the locker room. Of course, the locker room's fucking locked. Why would it not be, you know? So now, next thing I do is, what do I do next? I look for who's in charge of the locker room. I try to find like a janitor. He's like, oh, I know somebody who has a key. So I go to like the basketball department, and I don't know why one of the basketball guys, like the head guys there, he had the key. Yeah, it might have been the coach. I don't even remember, honestly. And he opened it up, and I was like, I gotta go. Like, can we go fast, please? And he opened it up. I got the keys, ran to my car, drove all the way to the airport, and it was like 3:50. I parked. 3:55. I try to check in, and they're like, oh, sorry, you can't check in anymore. The flight's about to take off. And the doors are closed. I was so hurt. I drove 2 hours, 5 minutes late, and they would not let me on. So, and I was pissed. I was like, there's no way you can let me on. And they're like, no, we're so sorry. I was like, I just drove 2 hours, and I did so much to do this. And they're like, we're so sorry. So I literally went to every single airline. I was like, do you guys have a flight to this place? And keep in mind, another thing, that's when all the hurricanes were happening during Texas. In Texas, you remember that?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we don't. Sorry, we don't have any flights because all the flights are canceled to North Dakota. And I was hella hurt. I called my family, and then I called my uncle Craig to see if he could do anything about it. And they just couldn't do anything about it. And I was just waiting and waiting there. I was like, damn, I don't know what to do. I didn't want to leave the damn airport at this point. I'm like, fuck.
You're so close.
I know. So close. And then I said, F it, I'm going to go get food. And I drove back home. And I was exhausted. Like, the drive is so dark. Like, it's so lonely on one road all the way home. And I was exhausted. I get home. I probably ended up getting home at, like, I want to say, like, 10 or 11.
At night?
Mm-hmm. But I get home. I call my mom and dad. I'm like, what do I even do? There's nothing I can do at this point. Like, shit. So I go take a shower, about to go to bed, hella depressed, hella upset. And I'm like, fuck it. I look at my phone, and a fucking flight opens up at 5 in the fucking morning to the place where I want to go. And I'm just like, in a rut. I'm like, I was dead ass tired. Like, I could barely open my eyes. And I was like, what should I do? I asked for advice, got pros and cons, and I just said, fuck it. I messaged this girl. Keep in mind, it's the first game, so I don't really know a lot of people here. I messaged this girl. I think she's from around here. Her name's Taylor. I was like, are you up right now? I just took a chance. She messaged me.
She got that you up text.
She got that you up text. She's like, ooh. And I was like, could you do me a huge favor and take me to the airport? I have a flight at 5 o'clock. And at that point, it's like 2. And she drives me, her and my other friend Corey. They drive me all the way to the airport. I paid him $50 though.
That's still though.
Yeah, real ones. And I get on the flight, and there's a layover, obviously. So I take that to another place, and then I go from there to the game. And I get on the first flight, freaking so exhausted. I feel like I had to throw up. That's how tired I am. Like, I'm starving. I had to throw up. And I get on the second flight. I meet this cool guy. We end up connecting a little bit later. Like, we talk like on Instagram and stuff. And I land. I call a Lyft. And the guy, his last name's Emmanuel. I was like, no, there's no fucking way. It's
meant to be.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
So weird.
And then I call a Lyft there, and I get to the game. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the team. And they let me in. And this stadium is nice as fuck. It's probably the nicest stadium I've ever been in. And I get there, and the coaches they were like, oh, nice to see you. I was like,
oh, but
if you fucking would have known the shit I've gone through to just get oh, nice to see you.
I know. If I was a coach and I saw something, I'm like, how did you get here? Yeah, oh my God, he probably would have moved me to tears.
But I got there, and it was probably one of the best experiences of my life. Like, literally from like almost like me to Jordie, I can, like, if Jordie was talking to me, I couldn't even hear you. Like, the stadium, like, everybody was on top of us. It was lit as fuck, and I was so tired. Like, at halftime, I was like, I could have fell asleep. I was dead ass tired. But I ended up playing. I made some good plays, and the experience was truly amazing. And what I learned, that's what it is, the whole thing, right?
Yes.
What I learned from that.
Later.
10 hours later.
Yeah.
They're probably over this.
Probably
fucking skipped. But I ended up, what I learned from this is that you can do anything you set your mind to. You truly can do anything you set your mind to, besides maybe like fly. Like, I don't recommend jumping off a cliff, but you can do anything you set your mind to, and it really showed me the type of person I am, and that was a huge moment in my life, and I'll never forget that moment. So I always believe that there's a way. Never give up on anything, because I never expected that flight to open up, and I just gave it a chance. I kept trying and kept at it and kept going, and the universe saw I wanted it, and they put it in my hands to do what I wanted with it, and I took advantage of it.
This guy is not gonna stop. Let's just give him what he wants.
Just fucking give it to him. God is like, fucking son, you're never gonna learn. But yeah.
Hey, yeah, you got in and played.
Yeah. On TV. First time on TV, too.
Oh, my God. You
That's
should have
what-
seen the house back home. We were
We
screaming.
got our asses whooped, though. But
Yeah, but he was on TV, ESPN.
Yeah.
I think Dad watched it at Buffalo Wild Wings. He said that he was like bugging the guy to, he probably was begging too,
Probably was.
to put it on at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
And we were watching it at Ginger's house, and I was like filming everything. Like, and I was like, Jared's on TV.
I've never, oh my gosh, like, I can't even believe I played. I was, like,
I can't
literally
believe
so
it put you
exhausted.
I didn't even know any of that until
I was
after.
fucking so tired.
So that's, I mean, you pushed hard.
Yes.
Everything that you could do.
Yeah. But yeah, so don't ever give up. That's literally it. Don't ever give up, because there's always a way. Like, if, say somebody in your family has cancer, there's always a way to beat it. Don't ever pull the plug, because there's always a way. Always.
I know.
Like, there's literally always a way.
I know.
It's really crazy.
It's just the power of, like, your mind. And it's...
Like, you can change shit. Like, your mind is connected. Well, I believe your mind is, like, connected to the universe, and like, if you really put that fucking work in and you really want it, you can really get that shit.
But just
happen.
like now, like, if you control your stress or you control your anxiety, you find a way to control it, it's going to benefit you further down the road, because whatever power you give it, you know, stress kills you.
Yeah.
Anxiety kills you.
Yeah.
So, like, you need to, like, control it, and that all starts up here. So your
Yeah.
mindset, like, it
Facts.
controls everything.
Facts.
Controls where you get in life.
Where you're at in life is because of your mindset. That's for sure.
That leads me into my challenge.
All right,
Not
let's
as
hear it.
long as yours.
My bad, sorry.
It's okay.
I probably skipped over it. It's not that important to them.
Where are those time numbers? Oh, let me click right there.
Yeah.
Jared finally shuts up. Oh, right there. Okay, let me click that one. Everything, like all my challenges, I feel like the majority of my challenges have all
Majority?
been the majority. Side note: when I was younger, I used to think people said majority, like and then Jordie. I was like, what does that mean?
All right.
Majority of my challenges that I face, I feel like, have been because of my lack of self-confidence in my own head. Like, I hold myself back so much. Like, I
bet you a lot of people are like that, though. You're not the only one.
I hope
for
not.
sure.
I feel like I'm crazy.
You're probably going to connect with a lot of people right now.
Because I'm an overthinker, textbook. I'm sure a lot of people like to say that, oh, I think too much. But I literally, I overthink everything. And it's my biggest downfall, because I scare myself into not doing things. Things I am good at. And I trick myself into thinking I'm not good at them.
Yeah.
I played softball since I was 4 years old. And I convinced myself not to play in college.
I had that experience too with football.
And you know what happened? I regretted it. 3 years after, when I got a little more mature and a little more self-confidence, I regretted not doing it. Because I honestly made excuses, tricked myself into thinking, no, you're not good enough, because that's what I kept repeating in my head. And
It ended up becoming true in your head, and you started believing that, and then you just
definitely.
gave up on it.
I mean, and the lamest thing, but the best thing, Dad used to say, your mind is like a garden. You have to feed it positive thoughts. If you feed it negative thoughts, it's going to die. And it's so true. I even tell, like, my own students that sometimes. And my own players, I've told that too. But it's so true, because I don't know why. I think you were a negative kid too when you were growing up.
Very.
We're so negative about ourselves. Like, not even negative to other people, just like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not good enough. I don't know.
But we always, like, performed, I feel like. And we're just so
know.
negative, too.
But yeah, like, you know when you go into job interviews and they ask what's your weakness?
Yeah.
I actually am a perfectionist, like, to a
I am,
fault.
too.
Where...
It's bad.
I know, because, like, you beat yourself up. Literally, you could put out something that's perfect, but not to you. Like, oh, I'm sorry. Either I took too long, I could have put more effort into it, whatever it is.
Or like if you even edit some of my stuff, I'm like, nope, and it's like good to you. I'm just like, nope, it's not good to me. It just sucks.
And it just eats you up.
Yeah.
It's so
Can't
frustrating.
Be perfect in this world. Like,
I know, but you can try.
So the perfectionist would say.
I know, that's the bad thing, because, like, deep down I know, like, nothing's ever perfect. Like, you know what everyone says. Oh, you can't be perfect, or nothing's ever perfect as long as you tried. Like, you know those things.
Yeah.
But even though you know them, but you know still, in your own mind, oh, but I could do this, but I can do that, or I should do this, or I should do that. And that's, like, overthinking, like, being over analytical, being over judgmental, things like that. And that's basically what led me not to, I think, play softball right out of college. And also, I think another part of perfectionism is, like, you think everyone's paying attention to you. Really, no one cares. No one cares where you went to school. No one cares what you graduated with. No one cares what you majored in. Some people care what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Usually people just ask to be nice, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Or just to wait till you answer so they can tell you what they're doing now.
Yeah, brag about themselves.
Yeah, but, like, after I mean, even, like, when I started coaching in the travel ball circuit, I was embarrassed to tell people that I didn't go to, like, a university and play. I was embarrassed. I'm like, why? I'm a good coach.
It is embarrassing. I know where you're coming from. It's
stupid, though. Like, if you think about it, you know it's stupid, but you still feel that way. So then you feel stupid for feeling that way, and you also feel embarrassed at the same time. Yeah. So, like, you're just...
It's because you're a perfectionist, and, like, you want to be at the top. The top is the most perfect you can be, which is, like, playing at a good university.
Yeah.
And then when you can't do that.
Especially when you know deep down you could have.
Yeah.
And it's your own fault that you didn't. Well, at least you made it. You got to go to D1. We played against D1s. Anyway, so out of high school, I went to Norco. If you know him, you know me. Like, we went to Norco. Right now, Norco softball is, like, the number one in the nation. I won a ring when I was in high school. We were playing all the kids that went to D1s. Girls you'd see playing on TV at D1s.
Beast.
Played with girls that played on TV.
Yeah.
So I was already playing with girls that were good.
Yeah.
I was playing against girls that were good. D1 pitchers, hitting, getting hits off them, doing well, holding my own.
She's a beast.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, she's a beast.
I won't believe you, but I appreciate it. Look, I just rolled my eyes. Like, I can't take a compliment. But in my own mind, I made, like, okay, but I'm not as good as this person. Comparing myself to other people, I can't hit the ball as far as this person. Whatever it was.
That's what people do all the time. Like, not even with softball, they always compare themselves to other people.
Yeah, in your own life, your houses,
it makes
your cars.
You insecure.
Definitely. Definitely.
That's what I've learned for sure.
And, I mean, luckily I've kind of gotten away from that, which is good. It's good. But back then,
how did you get away?
I think honestly it was just maturing, getting older,
understanding or what?
Yeah, being more confident in myself, and that came with growing up.
Like experience.
Yeah, experience. Graduating, because I went to college but didn't play. I got offers from schools, turned them down. Went and visited schools, met with coaches, stayed with softball teams, like, in their dorms and everything. Did the whole visits and everything. Didn't go to school to play softball. Stayed at home. Went to UC Riverside. Graduated early, and the only reason why I graduated early, I got lucky because I was in honors classes, so I got classes easy, but I wanted to play softball. Like, I would go, for the longest time, I would avoid watching softball on TV because it made me feel like crap about myself. Like, okay, look at what these girls are doing, but I didn't do any of that. And then I would avoid, because the school I went to had a softball team. They played. I would kind of pass by, I'd see it, but I would avoid going there if I saw anybody, like, practicing or playing. But eventually, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch and see what this is all about and see if I could have hung, Yeah. Even though I should have known already that I could have. So I did, and I watched it, and I started missing it really bad. I started missing it so much.
I'm in that stage right now.
Yeah, it's going to be forever. I told him he needs a coach, but he's like, I'm not going to.
No, I'm not.
Coaching is such a rewarding feeling. But I'm a different type of person than you. So eventually I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to try out for this. I went to UC Riverside. And I'm going to try out for the school. Like, I'm going to get back in shape, and I'm going to try out. So my dad my dad and I, we worked out for like a year and a half, like every day, taking grounders, hitting, throwing, because my arm was jacked up. I talked about this last podcast. Like, I could not throw a ball, and my arm hurt so bad. So we worked out every single day to get back into shape.
I remember that.
For open tryouts. Oh my god, I was ready. I was so nervous, but I was excited. I was like, I'm gonna kill it. And one of the coaches, the pitching coach, she tried recruiting me when I was first getting out of high school. And I don't think she remembered me, though. But she tried recruiting me to the college she was at. So I was like, come on, remember me, please. So I tried out. There were only 4 girls there, me and 3 other girls. The first tryout got canceled because it was raining in Southern California. It got canceled. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Go to the next one. I was like crying. I was like, it's all ruined. Like, it's not gonna work. This is a sign. Like, I shouldn't have done this.
That happened to me in Hawaii.
Is it rain?
No.
Hear the dogs?
The tryout, they weren't even looking for my position, and.
Oh, I haven't talked about the tryout. Don't give away my ending.
No, I'm saying they're looking for my position, and they weren't even looking for my position, so I was just wasting my time, and they.
Oh.
Yeah, and it didn't end up working out.
Well, I had hopes still. I thought, they had open tryouts for a reason. Maybe they'll see, like, I'm going to bring something to the team. They didn't know me as a player, but, like, I'm a good leader. I have a good head on my shoulders, and I'm a good teammate. And if worse comes to worse, I'll put a fire under the girl's butt that I'm fighting for a position against, and maybe she'll do better. I have a fun story about that, too, because we met again recently. The girl that played first. It's funny. Oh, yeah. So when we actually had the tryout, 4 girls were there, and no offense to anybody that tried out. I don't even know their names, but, like...
They're probably watching.
They weren't... They shouldn't have been trying out. Like, it was like rec ball type of girls. And I'm like, did you guys even try? Like, have you come and watched? I don't have to be a jerk, but, like, did you work? I've been working hard for this, like, a year and a half, and, like, you guys, have you been preparing for this at all? Like, what have you been doing?
Yeah.
And so really I felt like I stood out because I'm not trying to be a jerk. Like I said, I feel really mean for saying this, but like they weren't really up to par. I feel like
they weren't good enough to play at that level.
Yes. Well, clearly I wasn't either. Because they said that I'd hear back from an. Oh no, let me back up. The coach didn't even stay for the whole tryout.
Oh, yeah, stupid
she
shit.
showed up and then left. I was like, okay, that's cool. What am I even doing this for? Why am I even trying right now? Why am I hustling? Like, I should just walk off right now. Because clearly she's not interested.
Yeah.
And then they said, like, we'd hear back in a week or so. Didn't hear anything for, like, 2 or 3 weeks. So I emailed the coach, and I was like, well, like, what happened? Like, am I in? Like, should I make the team? What, are you snubbing me? Like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry. I sent the email to the wrong email address. I know.
Yeah, okay.
Basically, like, you didn't make the team. But if you want to be a player coach, you can be a player coach. I was like, that's just embarrassing. That's a slap to my face. I'm going to have to be a player coach or not going to be on the team? Like, come on. So I was like, no, thank you for the offer, but I'm just going to pass. Then I reached out to Coach Jose. He was the coach. He was the coach for RCC. He left when I got there. He's coaching there again now. I'm mad. I always give him crap about that. But I reached out, and I was like, look, I really want to play softball again. Like, what's up? Because he tried recruiting me. So I was like, maybe I can go there and play because I just want to play. And I still had hopes and dreams that maybe I could transfer. And so for some reason, I'd get my 4 years of play time in, even though my eligibility was up. So I messaged him. He's like, yeah, I'll put in a word, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up playing at RCC and dual enrolling.
Didn't you get, like, MVP or something?
I got a few different accolades from my 2 years there, which I'm happy about. Like, I went in and I got
newspaper. She's like,
oh yeah, I got a newspaper article written about me.
Yeah, she bawled.
Yeah, I was happy too. So I was like, okay, I still have it.
Yeah, they ended on a good note.
Yeah, I went in, got a starting position, started hitting at 7. Like, they put me at batting 7th, and I moved up to lead off. Like, I'm like, I'm not a leadoff batter, but okay, I guess I'll lead off. But so it ended up good. But the funny thing is, Coach Jose, guess where he moved to coach once I got to
UCR.
He went to UCR. I was like, Coach Jose, what the heck? But yeah, so I dual enrolled at UCR and RCC, graduated early from UCR. took 2 years at RCC and just kind of took fun classes, like art classes. Then when I started, like, maybe coach can get me and, like, maybe she can pull some strings or something, or there's, like, a clause somewhere where I can transfer to a 4-year and play 2 more years at a bigger, like, school. No, I took a math class. I'm like, maybe I'll be able to transfer. I need a math class. I took a math class for no reason.
Math.
I know.
So what did you learn from everything?
Oh, man. Okay, well, it all stemmed from being afraid to do something. And then a lot of what I learned comes from, like, regret. Regret because I could have done something earlier.
So you're so scared.
I wish
fear. You're scared and you didn't end up doing it. And then it ended up kind of being too late. And then you ended up regret not doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to talk about, is that fear is what stops everybody from doing things that they want to do. And, like, becoming great or becoming rich or becoming successful fear is what holds them back from, like, they care so much what other people think, or
fear
even
of
in their head, fear of failure.
That was my biggest one.
And instead of just taking that jump and trying it, they don't do it, and then they regret it.
Yeah.
So,
well, I was going to say, like, I would like to say I learned something. I learned what I'm supposed to do. But unfortunately, like, I still make the same mistake on things. I have more confidence now, so I'm willing to take more risks and put myself out there more. Like, I'm a teacher now, and when I first started teaching, I was so scared, and it held me back. Like,
yeah.
Because I was like, I don't think I can do that. What if the kids ask me a question I don't know the answer to? And now I'm like, I don't know. Like, let me look it up for you. I have answers,
Very
but not all
relaxed.
the answers. Yeah.
See, that's what you're supposed to do. You get over like, fear is just...
Well...
It's just, like, literally, it's just a word. And it's just a feeling you're getting. And once you step over it, you feel fear because, like, you're not confident.
Well, another thing is...
Or you don't believe in yourself and what you're going to do.
You build something up in your mind. At least this is what I do. Like, I make things a million times worse in my mind, and I build it up so much that it becomes this enormous obstacle or this enormous thing that I don't feel...
Yeah, you don't feel confident that you can do.
I was just like, I don't even feel, like, worthy of doing it. Like, I built this, like, there are, like, teachers out there who are so bad that don't care, that don't put effort in. When I started coaching...
teachers, F you. Waste of time. No, I'm playing.
Coaching, too, like, I'm like, okay, there are much better coaches out there than me. Like, they know more. They've been coaching longer. But, I mean, once you do it and once you put your foot in there, like, dip your toe in, you're like, okay, no, this is not as bad as I've made it out to be in my head. I know how to do this.
Yeah.
It's okay. If you have the skills and you've done it for so long, just trust yourself.
Exactly.
It's so hard because I do this.
You compare yourself to somebody else, and then you think they're better than you, and it makes you lose confidence in yourself, and then that causes you to have fear. And once you have that fear, you don't want to do it.
So you just back away from it and never
and then you regret it. And
something
then it's
new.
too late once you like, fuck it, I'm gonna try it now. It's too late at that point. So if you feel fear, that means that's a good thing from what I've seen.
Doing something doing something that scares you helps you grow.
Exactly.
It helps you grow as a person. So you have to do things that scare you. If you're only doing what you're comfortable with,
you're never gonna grow. You're
never moving anywhere in life.
So if it scares you and you feel uncomfortable with the situation, that's a good situation to put yourself in.
I have a funny little...
Because that's how you grow. So say you feel fear in your heart, instead of running away from it, try your best to look it in the face. Lil Wayne, what's that Lil Wayne lyric? Looked in the face of death and took his mask off. Yeah, look in the face of fear, take its mask off, and just say, fuck you, and then do it. And you never know, you could change your life as soon as that happens.
A little funny thing about that, it's like knowing myself. I took an entomology class in college, which is about bugs. So at the end, they brought on all these different bugs, and you could hold them. Like, they have different types of insects.
I'm not holding no tarantula.
Well, thanks for giving me my story.
They
brought out a tarantula, and I was like, I hate spiders. I really hate spiders. Mostly black widows. Like, I could have night terrors about black widows. But I was like, if I don't do this, I'm going to regret doing it. And I can't tell anyone I've ever held a tarantula. And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it. So they put the tarantula on my hand. And
I don't ever aspire to hold a spider. So that fear, I'm completely okay with just swallowing that fear.
Yeah. So the last challenge that we're going to talk about that both Jared and I had to overcome had to do with a living situation that we went through.
Terrible.
And when I was in high school, I think you were a freshman in high school, I was a senior. we were living in a very, very nice house right across the street from Roosevelt High School in Eastvale. At one point, it was like worth $1 million. Dad likes to say that. But the economy was going downhill.
Yep.
And unfortunately,
market crash.
Parents couldn't pay the bills anymore because, that expensive house. It's hard to make payments. But, and the house got foreclosed on. So we lost our house. Yeah. And so we moved in with our grandma. Yeah. And then you can take it from there and explain our living situation at Grandma's house.
All right, so at Grandma's house, it was a very small house, and there's a lot of people living in there, and it was
people that unsavory characters living there. We'll just say
not very good people that lived there. And me and my sister right here, we slept in the dining room
across from the kitchen.
Yeah, across from the kitchen. 2 little freaking beds.
They're this far apart.
Yeah, we freaking watch Step Brothers every night. Shamu every night.
We like the Shamu movie. They set Shamu free.
Yeah, that is set Shamu free. But yeah, it was just terrible. And we would wake up to the cops all the time. Like light shining in our face, wake up.
Bangs on the doors.
Yeah, they would take our stuff. And it was just a terrible situation. I talked about it in one of the podcasts a little bit in the past.
Yeah, because there was one time, I think it was after senior night or something. So I was like, or it could have just been because I was staying up late playing video games. And I was sleeping till 12 that day. And I woke up hearing cops talking. They had grabbed my ID out of my wallet. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to figure out who I was. And they thought I was drugged out because I was sleeping till noon. Yeah. I just pretended I was asleep, so I was like,
the fucking cops are here.
I don't want to talk to cops right now. I'm just going to pretend I was sleeping. And it was so scary. I'm like, I don't want to, what did I do? Am I in trouble? But really, it wasn't anything. It was just the other people that had been living there at the time.
Nothing to do with us.
Cops raided the house. It's just really
probably
scary.
7, 8 cops deep.
Yeah,
nothing
guns,
too big,
guns
guns pulled out.
I'm
damn, we're literally sleeping in the fucking dining room, and we're this shit's already bad.
We're open to everything. We have a sliding glass door next to us.
Yeah.
The kitchen's right across, and then the living room. It's a very small house.
Yeah, very small. But just learning from that situation, I don't ever want to live in that situation ever again. I see where we're at now, and I'm just there's no way I would ever want to go back to that, and it really motivates me to, we lived in the lowest of the low, I feel like.
And a lot of times I feel for people who never have gotten, a taste of...
both. Yeah,
what it's like to, have money just to spend on whatever you want, as opposed to having to buy food, or, are you going to have lights on this month? Is, electricity going to be paid? Whatever it is the rent going to be paid? Am I going to get kicked out on the streets? Knowing, people that have to go through that sometimes think that's all they know. So they think that's what it's going to be for the rest of my life.
Yeah, but
so don't be
change,
Yeah, don't be afraid to aspire to something more. It doesn't make you a bad person for not wanting to grow up where you came from, or not wanting to live maybe how your parents lived or how your grandparents lived. There's nothing wrong with that, wanting to be more and make more for yourself.
And if you're scared, like we've been saying, if fear is getting in the way, fear is living in the situation, or maybe even living in a very bad situation, is way worse than the fear you're going to experience in that moment of not doing what you want to do.
Mm-hmm. So it's really up to you. Push as much as you can. There's always a light at the end.
Always a light at the end of the
even
tunnel.
in the darkest, don't ever
give up.
There's always something good that can happen and come from it.
Yeah.
You'll get your chance.
Yeah. So let's just end this with a game, a little challenge. Since we get over this little challenge, what we learned from these challenges that we've encountered, and how to help them overcome challenges. So you want to let them know the game, the little challenge that we're gonna do right now?
So the challenge that we are going to be doing right now, it's called Internet Slang Challenge. So Jared and I have come up with our own respective lists of internet slang that might be obscure, it might be obvious. I try to find really obscure things that I hoped he doesn't know. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to tell each other the word. We have our words on our phone, and then the other person has to guess what it means. Yep. And then we tell them whether or not it was right.
And if you're listening right now, if you even stayed this long, you can play along too. And hey, if you know what it is, and
Yell it out.
yeah, yell it out.
Maybe no one's around.
And hit the whip after if you get it right. Hey, you
we have to whip.
We have to whip too.
Okay.
If we get it right. So if you're listening, you better be hitting that fucking whip.
All right.
All right, you go first.
Age before beauty. Okay, don't look at mine. Okay, so my first internet slang word that I found is meat space.
Meat space? The only thing I can get from meat space is like a guy just chilling, like legs wide open. You need his meat. They can't see, but yeah, the space between your meat.
Between your meat or between your legs?
Between your legs. What is it? I've never even heard that before. Who the hell says meat space? Can you use it in a sentence?
I'd like to know a little more before we get together in meat space.
Just hang out.
The physical world as opposed to the virtual world. So
Anyway.
like we're in meat space right now, but like the listeners who are listening on the podcast or watching us on YouTube are in virtual space.
All right. This one's going to be easy.
Okay.
BB.
BB?
Yeah, but yeah, if I pronounce how it's supposed to be said.
Baby. I was like, wait.
I like baby girl. Like,
hey, BB.
I can say like you're in a talking stage or
like
something.
BB,
like
yeah.
you don't want to call her baby yet, you just call her baby.
BB. Hey, BB.
You better hit the whip. All right,
that one was easy.
That was pretty easy.
This one will be easy. Okay. Nom nom.
Hungry. Am I right?
Kind of.
Damn. I don't even want to know. I don't want to go.
No. It has to do with food, but it's used to express pleasure at eating.
Oh.
You're like, nom, 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 nom.
What?
You can get the whip for that one. I'll give it to you. Oh my god! Try to punch me in the
whip
forehead.
Of the year. I only got like 9 days left. Oh, Merry Christmas, by the way.
Happy holidays.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Oh, don't
You're
hit me.
looking
I didn't see. I swear, I'm
fire.
blind. Oh, that's fire. And something that's good.
Yeah. Or
Like bomb.
Yeah, like a girl, like, damn, she's fire.
Or this food is fire. I was thinking about food.
Yeah, you're right.
Or this whip is fire.
Yeah. Alright, go.
Okay. Woke. Now, there might be more to this than you originally think. So what does woke mean?
Like, you know what's going on. Like, even like with politics. You're like,
Yeah,
you're woke.
I was
Like,
not
you're
expecting to know the politics. Yes.
Fucking woke, that's why.
Someone who's woke and is hyper aware of current social
They know what's
issues
going on.
and news and is generally
Like, damn, he's
politically
woke. He knows what's
engaged.
going on.
Yeah, she's totally woke.
Alright. Spill the tea.
Oh, tell me the gossip, girl. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, you're right. Alright.
Okay.
Mine are easy for you.
Hunty.
Hunty?
Yeah.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Hunty, don't look at me and my friends like that.
Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Like Cardi B, how Cardi B would say honey.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like a negative way, like honey,
Are you
please.
fucking serious, hunty?
Yeah, it's like a negative, condescending
Alright.
way to say it.
This is pretty easy.
Okay.
Salty.
When food
Let's
has a
just
little
skip
too
that
much
one.
salt on it. Okay, we can skip that
Let's
one.
skip thirsty too.
It's just the easiest one.
Alright. Throwing shade.
Throwing shade, that's when you're kind of talking trash about somebody.
Yeah, these are pretty easy. These are all the words I use. That's
Okay,
why.
let me find a hard one. Okay. What is a neck beard?
Well, I shave. So
What does it mean, though, for internet
Can you
slang?
use it in a sentence?
No. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can. I can make one up.
Neck
Ew,
beard.
that guy seems like such a neck beard.
Nasty. Because neck beards are nasty. What does it mean? I've never heard. Nobody would say that.
I must be a bigger
If people are
nerd.
listening, like, what the fuck
I
is
must be
that?
a bigger nerd than you because I've heard that as an insult. So it's associated with it's associated with the neck beards, but it's a stereotype of overweight, unkempt internet users. Like the have you seen the
I still don't know what it
the
is.
South Park episode, the big guy, he's on the computer all the time. He has like the beard.
Okay.
It's like the fat, like the fat, ugly, overweight guy, fat, overweight, same thing, but with the neck beard.
On fleek.
Oh, your eyebrows on fleek. They look good. They
Mine's
right. They
easy.
popping.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Weeb.
Weeb? Who the hell
Weeb.
says weeb? Hey, bitch,
I
go
hope
get your
some.
weeb.
I hope some.
No, nobody listening is gonna say weeb.
People know what weeb is. I said it to my students, and they know what
wobble and they don't fall
weebles
down.
wobble and they don't
What's
fall
weeb?
down. You don't know what weeb is? How about weeaboo?
Peekaboo? No, I have no idea.
It has something to do with anime.
No.
Cartoon. Riley's a weeb.
I don't know.
It's a lesser version of a weeaboo. They watch anime. They might have a body pillow.
Shout out you anime watchers.
They usually browse anime memes.
All right, Tatiana.
It's a thought.
Bust down, Tatiana. I want to see you bust down.
Did you just say that so you can dance?
Yeah, low-key.
It's just like a hoochie mama.
Low-key.
The trickster god, or like
Low-key.
LOW?
Like low-key.
Like kind of like under the
low-key
radar.
/ high-key.
Like under the radar, like you're saying it,
Like
but
I'm
it's
trying
supposed to
you
be like
low-key.
like under the radar,
Yeah.
or
Okay,
high key,
yeah, I'm
like
trying to really
obviously.
talk to you.
So, okay, let's see. I'm gonna kick
Couple
your
more.
butt.
I know, I'm getting my.
Okay,
Well, you're
okay.
just-
I can't even.
Like no, like I don't want to deal with this shit.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
You can
that's
whip
what
on
it
that one.
is. All right, last one. Bofa. Both of these nuts.
Bank of America.
Stupid.
You need to pick better words next time. That was too easy. I need a challenge. I'm a
dang.
perfectionist. I need a challenge.
Stupid.
So like now I feel like I won, but like really did I really win? This is so easy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. And Happy New Year. Oh.
Thank you for sticking with us through this new name change. And remember,
Yeah.
we are the Sibs now because
Yeah, the Sibs.
we are the Sibs. Okay, so look for us. And until then,